Hello again. This is the implementation of the proxy design pattern. Now before I begin, I should explain something. The design patterns that I have covered before were creational and behavioral. So the creational design patterns were about creation of the objects and managing the number of objects, I can say. And the behavioral design patterns were about changing the behavior or actually managing the behavior of your classes. Now, I'm going to start with the structural design patterns. First one is the proxy design pattern, and the structural design patterns are a little bit harder to understand and embrace because you can actually observe the creation and behavior of your objects, of your classes, but you cannot just directly observe the structure of your class. You're going to be asking questions like, why should I need this class? Why should I write this class like this? Why should I extend, or why should I implement, or something like that? Now in structural design patterns, I'm mainly gonna focus about the structure, not the example. Our test cases are gonna be minimal because they will not exactly test a design pattern. They're just gonna show you how to write, how to actually approach the code, and what's the outcome. So let's begin with the main class as usual. And the example of the proxy design pattern, actually there are going to be two examples of proxy design pattern. The idea of the proxy design pattern is to hide, conceal one object from outside the world. So actually it's about managing the access of the object. So I can say a secretary is doing exactly something like that. He or she has a manager, and that person is going to be manage the visitors or something like that, or other humans. And I'm gonna have one more example, which is gonna be a sidekick for a hero or an important person, and they will have a slight difference between them. Let's begin with Sidekick. I think it's more fun and easily understandable. I'm gonna create a class called Sidekick. Okay, now I think in a traditional way I would have some kind of private VIP in this class. Okay, I think I would have an instance, private instance variable of some other class here, but this isn't exactly what I am gonna do because there are gonna be two different implementations of proxy design pattern. This one is the extending method, extends a VIP class. Now the sidekick is going to control the access to the VIP class. I can say public class VIP, and I'm gonna have a method here. Let's say protected void accept guest. Okay, and this method can have a parameter for fun. Person. It doesn't have to have a parameter, and I will say system out hello person. Okay, I have created a class. I have created a protected method so that I can use this and override this in the subclass. Extends VIP means a subclass of VIP, and Sidekick is going to be able to override. Actually, I can just say accept guest, override the accept guest method inside. So if I call super.accept guest, I will actually be calling the VIP. The super of the Sidekick is the VIP. So this is the basic approach in our Sidekick example. I can implement some kind of logic. Actually, the idea of the proxy is to implement some kind of logic of accessing. So I can say I usually use randoms, new random dot next boolean, for example. Sorry. If the result comes true, this person can reach the VIP, the super. Else, well, I can simply say person is denied. Okay, I have created the Sidekick, I have extended the VIP, and the Sidekick serves as a proxy of the VIP. The VIP doesn't have to implement any kind of logic inside. He will just say hello, VIP will just say hello, and the Sidekick will control the access. Let's first implement the main method for this Sidekick. I'm gonna have a Sidekick instance. The publicly available object is Sidekick. I'm gonna say new Sidekick dot accept a guest, and let's say Numan. Let's see what's gonna happen. Oh, Numan is denied. No surprise there. Let's try again. Yay! Hello Numan. I've been accepted. Cool. Now let's create the second example, the secretary. Again, I'm gonna create the class for secretary. Now the second method, we're actually gonna have a private instance here. Okay, in this example, the secretary example, we're gonna have a private, let's say, boss. Okay, we're gonna have a boss, and the secretary is gonna control the access of the boss. But I'm not gonna create a class for boss. I'm gonna create an interface, and I will explain why. Okay, this is going to be an interface, and again, just like the VIP, the boss will also have a public void of, say, hello, or accept, or whatever you want. Say hello with string message. Okay, now I have created the blueprint of the boss. I have the secretary, I have the instance, and I'm gonna have to instantiate this inside the secretary. Let's do that. Now I want the secretary to be able to hide the boss from outside the world. So I have a private variable. And why do I need an interface of boss? Because I would also like to control the behavior too. Boss equals new boss. I'm gonna have to implement the say hello method too. So I don't have to have a concrete class of boss. My boss can say anything. Actually, my boss is, directing the work to the secretary. So my boss is kind of lazy, and the secretary is managing the hello method too. This is the second example of the proxy. So I can say yes, my boss says hello plus message, or person actually, not message. Okay, now I have the implementation, I have the class, I have the instance inside. How am I gonna control the access? Basically, just like the Sidekick, I'm gonna have a public void accept person. Simple. String person. again, I can actually copy paste the other code, but I should write new random. If some kind of logic allows me to access the boss, I will be able to call boss dot say hello. Not the message, it's the person. Will say hello to person. Actually, boss will say anything that secretary will inform. You know, it's the secretary's job to some kind of direct the boss. Some sort of direction here. My boss says hello. The secretary tells the boss to say hello. So if random comes out true, my boss will say hello. Otherwise, sorry, not boss, person is denied again. I have basically done the same thing with different structures. I will call almost the exact method, exact structure. New secretary accept person again. Move on. Let's see how it works. Accepted from both. Hello Numan. My boss says hello Numan. Okay, and again denied. Cool. So let's see what this was about. I told you this is about the structure. You can either extend a class and control the access to its methods, like accepting guest, or you can have a private instance, private class variable, and you can hide it from the outside world, and you can control the implementation and control the access inside your class. So the secretary and sidekick are the proxies for VIP and the boss. Basically, I told you there's not going to be much testing of these design patterns. You just have to understand why this structure is shaped like this. That's all about the proxy design pattern. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.